Ladies, gentlemen, geeks of all ages, you are now entering BJ Shea's Geek Nation. Welcome.
Hello again, guys. Chris Walker here, Walk Like a Fan with BJ Shea's Geek Nation, back with another episode of On the Couch with Chris, joined by the Reverend.
Hello!
The last thing I'm going to mention about SDCC and the news coming out of there, they... Probably not the last thing I'm going to talk about. There's so much, guys. I mean, every day I'm reading something new that happened at this convention that I didn't get to go to. What I read about today, though, was the teaser trailer that they released for the new season of Sherlock.
I love this show.
This is a great show.
You've got Benedict Cumberbatch and I can't.
Martin Freeman.
I wanted to call him Martin Short. He's not Martin Short, everybody, but he's short and a Martin. Yeah. So Martin Freeman as
Watson.
I swear to God, I watched this show. And it's a lot of fun because it's they play out like each episode is like a long movie, and they have like 3 episodes a season, but they're like an hour and a half long.
They're like 90 minutes a piece. It's
and
great.
They have done some amazing things in this show. I'm super excited to see them come back.
Sherlock's sporting kind of a new scruffier look. It's a little facial hair coming in there. You've got Mycroft obviously concealing things, having secrets, and who knows what he's up to. The new mystery villain, whose name is Culverton Smith, played by Toby Jones. So a lot to look forward to there, and I'm really, really excited about the next season happening. What this got me thinking about is all the different times we've seen Sherlock Holmes on the screen.
The Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law version for the big screen movies.
Very, very good.
What were other ones that were...
Well, I'm glad you asked. Without a Clue. Do you remember Without a Clue?
No.
Ben Kingsley is Watson. Ben Kingsley? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Ben Kingsley. I'll have to double check my facts on that. It's been a while since I've seen the thing, but he played Watson. The basic premise of the entire thing was that Dr. Watson was actually the creator of the fictional character of Sherlock Holmes. But everyone believed that it was Sherlock Holmes who was the super genius. And in fact, Watson was the smart one. And he actually hired an actor to play Sherlock Holmes whenever they would go out and do real-world detective work, and
like a living pseudonym.
Exactly.
Wow.
And the Sherlock Holmes character in that one, the actor was Michael Caine, and he played idiotic Holmes just to perfection. It was brilliant. It was amazing.
Oh, just thinking of that, Ian McKellen played like an older.
Yeah, Mr. Holmes was that movie. That was just
very recently.
Was that last year? Yeah, 2015.
Super recent.
I didn't get a chance to see that one, but I heard it was really good.
I've heard the same thing as well.
And then I started watching Basil Rathbone on Masterpiece Theater, or whatever that show was.
Masterpiece
it was a Masterpiece Theater. But it was whatever. It was the PBS station that I watched on Sunday all the time, and they used to run old black and white episodes of Sherlock Holmes where Basil Rathbone was in the lead character. There was the Walt Disney movie, The Great Mouse Detective, where they didn't call him Sherlock Holmes, they called him Basil, which was a nod also to Basil Rathbone and the fact that one of Sherlock Holmes's many aliases was Captain Basil. But that was a Sherlock Holmes story. You had the Sherlock Holmes mouse and you had the Watson mouse, and they did their mousy things.
That's right, yeah, absolutely.
And then, of course, a show that I watched that nobody else I know besides my wife watched, Elementary.
Oh, yeah, and that had Lucy Liu as a female Watson.
Lucy Liu as a female Watson, Johnny Lee Miller as the Holmes character in a modern New York. And they really delved into some dark, dark stuff and explored a character of a tortured Holmes recovering from a heroin addiction. And Watson, who started out as his sober partner, or sober companion, I think they called it, coaching him through his sobriety and helping him stay on the wagon.
Interesting take on that.
It's so good. And then she starts learning his craft from him while she's there trying to keep him from basically relapsing. But one of the greatest things that came out of that was when Moriarty shows up, it's actually also played by a woman. Natalie Dormer, Marjorie from Game of Thrones,
nice.
as Jamie Moriarty, and she was amazing. She was a fantastic addition to that. And
a lot of different ways to take on
They really put an interesting spin on it, and it was one of those things where I think a lot of people were worried that it was going to be too different, deviate too far from it. And they kept the feel and the idea of Holmes, and I really enjoy it. So
I remember reading the books when I was a kid. and it was always one of those things that is super super fun to see the different takes on it, whether or not you necessarily agree with whatever direction they take on it.
Yeah.
It's always fun to see the different ways that they go with it.
Yeah, because all the basic pieces are always there, and there's things you recognize every time you look at something, but then it's a little different.
Yep. Awesome.
Well, I can see by the time, guys, that's all we're going to be able to do today, because we like to keep these things short and watchable.
Yes.
That's what we strive for here, short and watchable on the YouTube channel. So until next time, guys, stay nerdy.